Good morning and welcome to Authentic Conversations with Moji. It's I think it's March 3rd. We all made it to March 3rd. Hi, how are you? Um Before we start, if you're on here, please say hello so I know you're there. Long time no see. That's not true. I saw you last week, so it's not that bad. Ṣílẹ̀kùn ayọ̀ mi o, bàbá ṣílẹ̀kùn ayọ̀ mi. Ìbànújẹ́ ò jẹ́ kó jìnnà sílé mi, yes sir. Wàá múnú mi dùn, bàbá onílé ayọ̀. Ọ̀rọ̀ ayọ̀ mi, má jẹ́ kó pa mí lẹ́kún. Ṣílẹ̀kùn ayọ̀ mi o bàbá, ṣílẹ̀kùn ayọ̀ mi, yes. Ìbànújẹ́ ò jẹ́ kó jìnnà sílé mi. Wàá múnú mi dùn, bàbá onílé ayọ̀. Ọ̀rọ̀ ayọ̀ mi, má jẹ́ kó pa mí lẹ́kún. Basically, the song says, open the doors to my happiness, oh God, open the doors to my happiness. May what brings me joy not bring me tears. Yes, it's a powerful prayer, isn't it? And I, Moji, sing that song every day. It goes along with my affirmations. And yeah, it's a very important song. You know, for the past few weeks, I've been hearing a lot about, I've been hearing a whole lot, really. I've been hearing a lot about high value partners and things like that. And I've always just wondered, what does a high value person mean? So I went researching a high value man, because the conversation has been about high value throughout these things. Hello, Titilayo. Hello, I'm Mona. And if anybody else is there, just say hello. Feel free to share the video. I'll really appreciate it. And if you're new on the channel, welcome and subscribe and follow my Facebook page. Subscribe on YouTube if you're on YouTube. And I thank you so much for joining me. So back to the topic, yeah? Moneysexual and Black women. Because the conversation of high value men is happening in the Black community. As you know, I always have to do something. So hold on tight, share the video, invite your friends to come in, do a watch party, whatever you have to do. And let's get this conversation going, right? Let's do this. So welcome back to Authentic Conversations with Moji, and we are talking about Moneysexuality and Black women. How, you know, for many years, for those of you guys that have been following this page, you know, I believe that there's 5 types of sexuality, in my opinion. Types of sexuality are heterosexual. Those are people that are attracted to opposite gender, right? Then we have homosexuals. Those are people like me that are attracted to the same gender. Then we have green card sexuals. Those are the people that are attracted to people that they can use to get green cards, right? And then we have moneysexual. I've always talked about moneysexuals. And funny enough, for the past 4 years, I've been talking about moneysexuality. And this year, Kevin Samuels came on the scene and affirmed my moneysexual theory. What are moneysexuals? Moneysexuals are people that are only attracted to money, and it does not matter who has the money, right? So why are we even having this conversation? Well, Kevin Samuels blew up in the past 6 months because he has a show that he has on YouTube that he has 450,000 people that follow him. I repeat, Kevin Samuels has 450,000 people that follow him, and 70% of those 450,000 allegedly are women. So I asked myself, why are women following a man that berates them and really, truly traumatizes them? He gets the women to come on the show, they dial in, and then he asks them to rate themselves between 1 and 10. But here's the catch. All these women are looking for money. They're looking for a man that makes 6 figures, right? 6 figures. If you think that a man that makes 6 figures I mean, to me, six figures is only $100,000. My God, $100,000. If you make between $100,000 and $200,000, you're a high value man. My question to you guys today is, what does value mean to you? You know, we talk about value. I talk a lot about integrity. I talk about a moral compass that's not broken, compassion, empathy, spirituality. And I had to ask the question today, are Black women becoming moneysexuals? Right? Hold on 1 second. 1 second. Thank you. Somebody's emailing me. Somebody in trouble. Anyways, bottom line is, are Black women becoming moneysexuals is the topic of the day. And why do I ask these questions? Are we becoming moneysexuals? Because if you are looking for a partner or marriage, most of them want to be married. My first question of the day was, why are we mothers raising our children? We raise the boys to be kings, even though they have no kingdom, right? I don't know how people can be a king without having a kingdom. It doesn't even make sense to me, but hey, let it flow. If you're on my private page, by the way, you will not be able to comment on, I will not be able to see your comments. You can comment, but I won't be able to see your comment, and you will not be able to engage in the discussion, right? And the reason being, it's not open on my public page. It's going to be on my public page. So please join us on the public page. So the question I asked earlier was high value men, right? High value men are considered men that make 100,000, not men with integrity, not men with, a moral compass that's not broken, not men that are like spiritual, not men that have compassion. And from listening to Kevin Samuels and listening to a lot of talks on this topic, what I realized, the common denomination is women, Black women. Black women. You don't see white women sitting around talking about, I want to marry a high value man. At least I haven't come across it. So I have only noticed that it's Black women talking about high value men, high value men. So I started to research, what is a high value man? Guess what? A high value man is a man that makes six figures. What is six figures? Six figures is a person that makes $100,000. $100,000 in 2021 does not feed. I mean, if you live in New York City, $100,000 is really not enough. If you live in Iowa, maybe you can probably raise a family comfortably on $100,000. But most of us that have been in maybe in Nigeria, 100,000 naira. 100,000 naira doesn't even feed a family when your rent is 250,000 naira a year for the average room, not an apartment, room in Lagos. So I started to ask myself, what is the high? Why? What is the common denomination? It's Black women. So Black women, let's have this conversation. If you want to come on to the show, I'll bring you in. Just do me a favor and inbox me to tell me that you want to come on the show, or put it there that you like to come on the show, and I'll bring you right in, right? So if a high value man is only considered to be high value, right, because it makes $100,000, a high value man, then we all have them. And what do I mean by that, folks? Look, when you listen to these conversations, it's a lot of misogynistic comments like, you're not good enough, cut your hair, you need to wear a weave. I was like so flabbergasted. You have to have long, luxurious hair. A woman has to be submissive to a man that's high value. So basically, a lot of these people are encouraging women to become prostitutes. Because if you're selling yourself and your services, you have to, a woman that wants a high value man allegedly must cook, she must clean, she must, be a yes kind of woman. Whatever the man wants, you have to do it, honey. Then he's paying you for your time. So look, ain't nothing wrong with it. There's absolutely nothing wrong with being a prostitute. There's nothing. Just understand, define who you are. You know me, I'm live and let live. But you can't say that you want a relationship with money being the main focus, right? So when you get a high value man, a man that makes, let's start with the law of attraction, first of all. So if you believe that all you want is a man that makes $100,000, you just left out the men that are making millions and gazillions of dollars. And people don't realize that whatever you focus on the most is what you get. Google it. I didn't make it up. Just Google it. Your tongue is allegedly the biggest weapon that you have, right? In every religion, they say, ask and ye shall get. So when you focus all your energy on a high value man, a man that makes $100,000 or 100,000 naira or whatever the value of your currency is, wherever you are, you have knocked out all the men that are making $500,000, $1 million and up, right? Why is the focus on money? That was my question. Not, does the person have integrity? Do they have morality? Is their moral compass intact? Are they hardworking people? Are they people that are these men going to cheat on you because they're paying for your services? I said to a guy yesterday, I'm like, wait, if you want a woman that cooks, cleans, and takes care of the children, why don't you get a nanny or get a maid? Right? A lot of you women out there, black women out there, I feel for you. I really do. And people say, oh, it's because you're a lesbian, honey. Let me tell you, before I came out of the closet, I too was I was pretending to be heterosexual, or I lived a heterosexual life. So I've been there. My father had 12 wives. I took classes from a coach, not a player. I watched my father use money to literally entice women. And they would come, they will get everything. They would go shopping, they would get houses, and he wasn't committed to any one woman. He had 12 wives. He wasn't, he had no allegiance to one woman. And it's fine if that's what you're looking for. Absolutely nothing. But understand that you're a moneysexual, not a heterosexual. And always, for me, disclosure is everything. If all you want a person for, don't pretend to love them. Don't pretend to like the person that you're with. Don't fool the man into believing that you think he's worthy of your love. Problem is that you don't believe that you're worthy of his love. So if that's what you're doing, if that's what you want from your life, there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. Just be sure to disclose that that's what you want. No problem with it. If you're a moneysexual, shuku to you. I'm a heterosexual. I'm a homosexual. Some people are heterosexuals. But if you're a moneysexual, just be straight up and say, hey, I'm a moneysexual. I'm only attracted to money. The day you run out of money, I'm leaving. See, that's the part that people don't understand. All these men jumping up and down saying they want, they're high value. Your $100,000 does not even buy a Birkin bag. Sorry. If a man is making $100,000, have you asked yourself, why isn't he doing better? A lot of men don't feel they have to step up because black women are acting like they have stupiditis and they're desperate for money. When you can make more money than that black man if you just invest your time into your life instead of investing your time into searching for a man with money. It makes no sense to me. And the part that breaks my heart is that most of these women are mentally, emotionally, and financially abused. Because when you talk about high value being a man that makes $100,000 or a man that makes a couple of dollars, $110,000, and women are falling all over themselves talking about, I can't find a high value man. Wait. Is it that you can't find a high value man because you have not defined what value is to you? We didn't think about that, right? What does value mean to you? Because we have to stop allowing society to define who we are. We black women need to start to self-actualize. I heard a story on Clubhouse yesterday about a man that made less than his wife. She was a lawyer, or she is a lawyer, and he talked her into quitting her job so she could stay home, cook and clean when he comes home. I mean, if that's what she wants, shuku to her. But there is no reason why in 2021 women feel they have to dumb themselves down. Black women feel they have to dumb themselves down to be with a black man. The world is filled with 60 billion people. There's always going to be somebody for you out there. But you have to know yourself. You have to own who you are. You have to understand what value means to you. When I had gone through therapy for many years and I decided that, well, I'm ready to date, I put it out there into the universe. I want somebody that had their own. I want somebody that had integrity. Wanted somebody that was not in the closet. And I wanted somebody that was spiritual, right? And they had to be a lesbian. Yes, I said that. Because I'm not dating anybody that's not a lesbian. It took me 40 years to accept myself as a lesbian woman. So I put boundaries around myself and I waited. After I'd been jacked a few times, I sat still. And part of the problem is that a lot of women are in a hurry. You know, instead of you waiting, if I had known what I know now, I would have waited to partner up with somebody and waited for the right person to come along. But society pushes us black women. We carry the weight of the black community, right? We carry the weight of the black community on our backs. I don't understand why love conquers, or does it not? Yes, love will be great, but people are not picking their partners. Ola Adeoye says love conquers all. Yes, it does. But people are not waiting to fall in love or walk into love. I hate it when people say fall in love. I no longer say fall in love, because when you fall in love, you break your head, you might, dislocate your shoulder. But bottom line is that you lose your senses. We should start to walk into love. When you walk into love, your whole being is aware. You're spiritually connected, you're mentally connected, and you can see the shortcomings of that person and decide, oh, is this who I want to be with? And by the way, Ola, if love was all that made relationship work, 50% of marriages and more end up in divorce. There's a lot more, I believe, that comes into a relationship. But love must be the foundation. You can't build a family and a house or even a house on a foundation that's not solid, that's shaky. So when we start to talk about love, yes, love should be the foundation, and then everything else has to come on top of it, because sometimes you fall in love with the wrong person. You can't choose who you fall in love with, they say. But I know from my walk that you can choose whose love you accept. So when love you can fall in love with a serial killer. It doesn't mean that you should be with that serial killer, right? At least I wouldn't. But if you take your senses with you as a woman, if you respect yourself and command respect through your actions, most black men will not disrespect you. Because women are saying, oh, it's so hard there's only 1%. It's so hard to find a black man. Honey, there are tons of black men out there. There are tons of good black men that are single out there. And me personally, I have met quite a number of them. I have met a lot. I have a lot of friends that are single, black, and they make serious money. Thing is, they're not going to hang out with women that are doing scoing all over the place, shagging this one, be like they're doing community service. A lot of them have such high integrity and a moral compass that's fully intact. So if you're one of those women that are half naked on social media, it's not their cup of tea, because they have to show up at meetings. These are men that are making millions of dollars, not even 100,000 that Kevin Samuels deems to be high value. And then to watch women perpetuating misogyny and patriarchy, it just makes my blood boil. It really does. And why does it do that? Because we are the same people. Black women are sitting there saying, no, we can't find black men. My question to you is, who's raising them? Because when you raise your sons, and I've been guilty of that. I'm a mother of 2 sons, 2 black men. And when you raise your black sons to believe they're kings, these are kings with no kingdoms. These are kings living in your home that you're paying mortgage and renting. So they walk around the universe believing that all women are there to serve them. Are we raising our sons to be, outstanding citizens? $100,000 is what high value is to a lot of black women. Shame on you, because it means that you have no regards and no value for yourself. There's nothing wrong with looking for somebody that makes money. Actually, a lot of my friends that are in my sphere had to marry down because they insisted they had to be with black men, and that's fine. But you have to understand there's a lot of black men that make a lot of money, but they're like plumbers and, bricklayers. They work with their hands and all that stuff. And black men are looking for these men that are in suits going to offices in a call goddamn center, making $100,000 as a call center manager, when they're black men that are CEOs and executives, but you do not attract what you're not. Sorry. Did that hurt? It should. You cannot step out there as a black woman that's like totally has nothing to bring to the table but your sushi, when there's millions of other women out there that have more qualities than you. And your black man is not enticed by your long weave. I wear weaves, I have braids. Today I'm wearing Senegalese twist. It's my choice. It's my hair. It's my body. But when you go out with this narcissist because they make $100,000 and you're showing, and a shewo is a prostitute. If you believe that your way to freedom and success is to become a shewoer, that's fine, but own it. There's nothing wrong with being a moneysexual. But I am noticing in the black community that a lot of black women are becoming moneysexuals because they don't want to work. Because half of these men that are claimed to be high value making $100,000 a year. Are you kidding me? $100,000? I mean, I'm sorry. I know people make $100,000, but to me, that's not what you aspire to become. A lot of women, black women on social media are talking about they want a high value man. What else aside of his money? Because a man that you choose just for his money, not because you love him or you're in love with him, not because you feel a sense of attraction to him, but you're attracted to his money, is now your victim. Yeah, he's your victim. And now you have become his property. Because at the end of the day, if both of you are only he's looking, a man that would allow his partner to become subservient to him is usually a narcissist. They will mentally, emotionally, sometimes physically abuse that woman because they're paying all the bills. There's nothing. I read a quote once and I've always used that quote. When you know what you bring to the table, you're not afraid to live alone. What do I mean by that? Even if you're bringing 10 kobo, 10 naira, $10, 10 yen to the table, and you have self-actualized, when somebody starts to mistreat you, like a lot of these high-value men mistreat women, they regulate where you go, they regulate who you speak to, they regulate what you're doing, where you're doing it, and when you're doing it, because they're narcissists. When a black man mistreats you, you walk. And by the way, just so you know, from your actions, you're teaching your generations coming after you how to be. So every time a black woman goes after a man just for his money, you are teaching all those young women that are around you, your daughters, your cousins, your nieces, that all there is to life is money, not purpose, not compassion, not being in love, not empathy, not integrity. Now the question now goes down to the question. When you pick a person based on just money, are you lacking integrity? In my opinion, you are. Because you're going to have to compromise a lot. You're going to have to compromise your dignity for a man that pays all your bills. You're going to have to be quiet when you should be roaring like a lioness because that person pays all your bills. Now, somebody can pay all your bills and still love you because the relationship is not based on money. Everything goes, it's called I call my relationship a partnership. I've always said that I wanted a partnership, not a marriage, because a lot of women have been raised to believe that marriage is their saving salvation. There are more black women that graduated university in America with a master's degree than there are black men. But yet, unless you find a black man, you're not happy. When the world, 60 billion people are in the world. See, the more black women that start to demand that their black men stand up, I have a friend who's a lawyer. She put her boyfriend through school. He now became her husband. She did all the work. He did bare minimum. But here's a problem. Most black men don't want a doormat. They tell you they want a submissive man. I know this from hanging around a lot of black men that are my friends. And I know this from growing up with my dad. They get bored very easily. Yes, master syndrome. It's only exciting for a moment. They want a woman, from my opinion, from my experience in life of being around a lot of black men. Most successful black men want a woman with brain cells, not just a nice body, not eye candy, not somebody that looks great in their car. They want to be able to come home and have conversations about their life and what's going on with a woman that has common sense, not somebody that's just only good in the bedroom. I didn't come up with the saying, you got to be, a boss outside and then be a wildcat in the bedroom, if that makes any sense to anybody. And it doesn't mean that housewives are not amazing people. Yes, they are. Because what you bring to the table is more than money. Sometimes what you bring to the table is the way you just your sense of being, the way you dissect information, the way you help your partner to think through problems, the way you add value to your partner's life. It cannot just be about you cooking and cleaning, because honey, most men that make real money, not 100,000, because you can't pay a housekeeper. Housekeepers make more money these days. They make about 30,000 minimum a year on a full-time basis. If you only make 100,000, you can't afford a maid. So if you really want somebody that has high value, you yourself must have high value. You can't be cleaning toilets and all that stuff. Improve yourself. Bring yourself up to the level that you want to be in, and you will start to jam people. You will start to meet people on that same level. Money is good, though. Don't let me tell you. I'm not one of those people that says money is not everything. No, money is not everything, yes. But money is very important, because it's easier to jump on the plane and go to Paris and have a romantic weekend with your partner. Right? Isn't that a lot of fun? But bring yourself up to the place where you will be able, you can't be in the gutter. The person that's on top of a 250 floor building, you can't see that person. It's not possible. If you see that person is just walking past. They might even throw some pebbles in your face accidentally. You will not be able to meet the right partner when you don't bring yourself up to par. So what am I saying? There's a lot of black women that are becoming moneysexuals, and the black family is going to have a problem in a few years, because when women start to dump themselves down to be able to meet a man, to be able to get married. I have friends that are married, that are not married. They've been together 20, 30 years. Marriage is amazing for me because, hey, that's what I want. Everybody's not meant to be married. Everybody's not meant to be a wife. Some people were created to be ashawos because there's a need for it out there. Some people are going to be side chicks for the rest of their lives because they have absolutely no desire to be married and they're not willing to put in the work as a partner. And then a woman on the chat room I was listening to was told that because she had 3 children, her value has depreciated. Hurtful, isn't it? Hurtful, isn't it? But that is the reality of our society. But I am here to tell you that when you work on yourself and you do the right things and you have your integrity intact and your moral compass, if it's broken, fix it. Because mine was, I married a man thinking I was straight, believing I was straight. So obviously my integrity wasn't up to par, because if I knew I was gay at 14 and then I went into this denial for God knows 30 something years, I was lacking integrity to face the fire that I knew would come my way, that came my way 30 years later when I came out, 40 years later or so, when I came out anyways, right? So fix your moral compass. Start to have integrity. Define what it is that's important to you and stick to it. Because along that journey is when you jam the love of your life. Believe me, I understand that a lot of Black women have been alone for a while. But having children is a choice that I keep telling young ladies that I mentor these days. You have to think it through because it's not easy. Once you have children, children destroy relationships, not intentionally, but they partner, there's going to be a power struggle between your partner and your new and your children. That's just the way it rolls. I didn't write it up. It's just the way it is. It's what I've experienced. But you cannot allow society to continue to dictate to you who you are, what you must do, what you shouldn't do. And this is to the point where they're telling Black women you have to have weaves or else this high value 100,000 they can $100,000. They can't even afford the kind of hair. If you're the type that wears Brazilian hair, it's $750 a pop. They can, if these men, high value men that don't want their wives to work and they don't care if you bring money to the table, want you to wear weaves, honey, Brazilian hair starts from $750 and up. I don't wear it because I have better things to do with my money. But think about it. The guy makes $150,000. You do your hair for $750 a month. That's gone. Then you pay $3,000 rent. That's almost $1,200 a year for your hair alone. $12,000 actually a year just for your hair. Think about it. We got to do better, Black women. We really have to do better. And I am not knocking Moneysexuals. I'm just saying, disclose, disclose, disclose. Disclosure is the ultimate and the kindest gift you can give to anybody. Because you have to let this person know that when God forbid they get into an accident and the money goes, psh, you're out. Because if you're a moneysexual, you're only attracted to money, you're not attracted to the person. But with being a moneysexual comes a lot of patriarchy. And it's usually women sitting at the head of the table telling other women how to get a high value man that only makes 100,000. What is my remedy? Work on yourself. Become the best version of yourself so that your light shines so brightly that the person that's meant for you, that will gel with you, that will be your partner, will be able to find you. You will resonate enough frequency to attract that person. But without integrity, without an intact moral compass, I'm telling you, we Black women are in trouble. I'm going to be on Clubhouse today. If you're on Clubhouse, find me, follow me. And I'm bringing a panel on, both men and women, so we can really break this conversation down. Thank you again for joining me. This is Moji Wilson of Authentic Conversations with Moji. I hope to see you on, what's that thing called again? On Clubhouse, and we're going to be there at 6 p.m. And the conversation is going to be Black women and Moneysexuality. I'll see you soon. Namaste.